the top right of the map here on Overgrowth, we have Day 9 Ladder Clan's Greedo.
In the bottom left, the, I almost said green. That is not green. That is yellow trunks, in fact. Tied 1-1 now with Greedo in the series. Does Day 9 Ladder Clans fade?
It's actually quite the variety of colors on this map in general, if you look around. A lot of the golds and blues on the main base, and then green, yellow, a little purple here and there.
I was thinking Overgrowth, green. You know.
Sure.
I mean, because yellow and green are obviously the same thing. I mean,
so Fade is making no attempts to hide his intentions. First pylon, not in the base. Those of you burgeoning casters out there, this is a surefire sign of cheese. If you are putting your first pylon out in the middle of the map and you are not cheesing, then you are fun day mundaning. Either way, you are not playing standard.
Standard? What's that?
Well, it's this thing that describes normal. In any case, he's going for the 2-gate Zealot rush here. Greedo is grabbing gas. He's gone to barracks. It kind of depends on what his defense is here. I mean, these guys will dish out a lot of damage real quickly, so if we see him go for an expansion, I think that's kind of what Fate is hoping for here. If he goes to build up an army before going for the expansion, then it's more or less going to be Greedo's game. Just checking first.
Yep.
But he's only checked the natural. He's going to go back in. He's going to throw down a supply depot, and
he's completely unaware he's going Reaper.
I actually like this a lot in this situation. He's going to actually find out pretty quick relative to if he was going for a marine opening. Will it be in time, though? I mean, one Reaper can kite Zealots for days, but can he kite the Zealots and kill them quickly enough to prevent them from doing fatal damage?
I don't know. I don't like the Reaper right now because it's delaying his marine production. That's
still better than the command center first, though, so gladly we're not seeing that.
That's true. But that's 45 seconds of time he could be pumping out marines to hide behind these supply depots.
Now, and the Reaper meets the Zealots, and he goes, oh, that's what I'm dealing with. And he's going to start kiting immediately. Unfortunately, not able to actually go back into the base to the supply depots, and just takes a hit there. And the Zealots are going to begin to get to work on the wall. There's actually no SCVs here, so they may be able to punch a hole through here eventually, but once the SCVs get to work on it, do 3 SCVs actually stop the DPS of 2 Zealots? Yes, they do. Good to know. He's got another Zealot working on another side here, and he's pretty much just going to keep building up his damage at the front. And the thing is, though, that Greedo should be able to hold this. It's just a matter of being good with his repair, and he's safe, even if he only has the Reaper and a Marine. Now this, I'm not sure I'm a fan of, is trying to be ballsy and attacking the Zealots like this. He doesn't really need to do this. He's actually just putting the Reaper at risk. He may be able to get maybe a Zealot by doing this, but most likely will just do shield damage. You can even see Fate starting to surround it.
You got a crazy triangle formation there going on. Not going to work because the Zealots can't jump cliffs.
But yeah, pretty much just the formation up there. It really only needs 2 SCVs on each building, and he can stop this no matter how many Zealots there are. Which is why he's immediately going for a command center. He's pretty much in a good position as long as his opponent only has Zealots.
Yeah, definitely not enough surface area for all these Zealots to do their work.
Now Fate is picking up gas, so whatever he has in mind next, we're going to be seeing that fairly soon here. Still no Cybernetics Core, though. Very, very late on that because he's focusing on microing against this Reaper. That is one benefit, I suppose, of this Reaper. He's actually... There it is. Okay. He's actually just delaying Fate all over the place right now.
Oh, this Reaper's getting trapped. Oh.
Hard to trap a Reaper, but almost managed to lose her right there.
Butter and grease, man.
Butter and grease. Yep.
Reaper OP.
Reaper OP. You cannot make arguments about balance when you are cheesing, sir. They will not be accepted by the committee.
We reject your reality and substitute our own.
Nah, not so much. More like we reject his non-reality and substitute it with our reality. Besides, actually, if these were Wings of Liberty Reapers, he'd be taking a ton of damage right now.
He would be. Those things were... they were scary.
So good against light units. So good.
2 tech labs down. Stim on the way. Reactor to pump out these Marines, and morphing in a new planetary. Or not a planetary.
Okay, 2 Stalkers. Now, there's a lot of DPS here, so I don't think the Zealots can actually maintain the attack so great. But now really all he has to do, because I don't think I blame him trying to leave there. I suppose it's probably just best to try and stop the expansion attempt, maybe. But with this army here, I don't think he can. Not really. I was about to say, though, that he can technically pick off the SCVs to try to come to repair. It's just that there's so much DPS here that I think he would end up on the losing end of that.
Yeah, all these Marines, these aren't going to feel very good if he rushes into this. Or he finds them while Fate isn't paying attention.
Stim is not yet done, though, so he can actually kite back and forth with the Stalkers, kind of. There's also no concussive shells, though it's still a very dangerous prospect, and it's getting worse by the moment.
Just barely can't see each other.
So Greedo is actually keeping his money rather well spent in this situation. This is a good way of judging who has a little bit more experience in this type of situation. So Fade is a little bit high on the money, and he's trying to go for the attack. It's not going to do so great here. He's going to probably just lose the Zealots straight without really getting a whole lot out of it. Trying to go for the attack on the army. He's able to get a Marine as they come out to try and deal with the pylon, but getting the pylon down is really what he needs. I don't know why Fade is insisting on a proxy pylon this close, though. He's got one right there.
He's wasting minerals, constantly having to cancel this. It's about, you only get 2/3 of the cost back.
It's just from a positioning standpoint, too. Like, I don't... It's your already got one is basically as close. It's right there. Unless you want to warp in on top of the army, which is almost really never a good idea. Anyway. But... I think what we're seeing here at the front is they're really both just dancing back and forth at this point. No, he's not going to charge in there and engage with Widow Mines there. And he's not going to run out and engage the army because he doesn't want to pointlessly lose units. So Fade is just frankly buying time. The question is for what?
Starport coming up behind this too. Potential for a counterattack if Fade isn't careful. Oh! Killed one of his own stalkers!
Whoops. Pretty big misclick in this situation too. Every unit counts in this particular position. I think once, yeah, he's got Stim and he's going to have +1. As soon as that's done, he can pretty much just tear this army to pieces. I think he was trying to trigger the Widow Mine there, wasn't quite able to do it, loses another Stalker. And yeah, pretty much every time he ducks in, loses another unit. And Greedo now more than doubles Fade's supply in army.
There's no production from Fade, except warping in units here and there.
It's all he can afford from a gas standpoint. I think his response pretty much to what happened earlier was to just try and get Stalkers and hope he could win, but now that those Widow Mines are there, he's just looking for Widow Mine shots. He took care of 3 of them, but there's still 2 more at the back. He's doing the Stalker if he's not careful. Concussive Shell is now there, though, which means he can't really retreat so great. Trying to warp in units in front of the army and he immediately gets shut down. Yeah, GG. I think that is probably the hardest position to try and come back from is a failed cheese like that. There's really almost nothing you can do.
Yeah, especially the 4 gate. You're not left with much.